Boom! Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. I just got from Tulsa. Hold on, there's chaos. No more chaos. Welcome to the show, guys. Leslie Hunt is on the show today. We're going to have a lot of fun. Do me a favor, if you're just tuning in, like the video. Give it a little thumbs up. If you go right there is the thumbs up button. Also, while you're at it, feel free to subscribe. Look, you can click on my face, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Helps me out. Goes a long way. There we go. Sit back. Enjoy the show. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Hang on. Welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. It's a fun show today. I got a lot going on. There's a couple of different things going on. Let me explain. First of all, I have a minor sound issue on my end. I'll be honest with you. I was on the road last week in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I left some of my sound equipment at the condo there in Tulsa. So I'm using the secondary sound equipment that I have, which is fine. It sounds a little tinny, I believe, for me. But the worst part is there's a delay in my headphones that's going to give me a massive headache over the next hour. So I'm fine for now, but when I'm talking to Leslie, I'm going to go crazy. So that's what's going to happen. So headphones up here for now. No headphones here for now. It's good to be here. Let's cover a couple of things real quick, guys. Thanks for being here. Everybody that came up, Larry Warden and Ray Jean Warden drove all the way from Dallas to Tulsa, Oklahoma last week to see me play the Tulsa Looney Bin. We were there Wednesday through Saturday. The shows went great. They were a lot of fun. Larry was there. Saw easily the best show of the week. I was thrilled. It was really great. I can't thank you guys. I know you're both watching now. I saw your names. Thank you, Larry and Ray, for driving off from Dallas. It was really nice of you. I really appreciate it. And I ate that leftover pizza later that day. It was delicious. It was really good. I ate all of it. I walked into the comedy club and I said, "Because somebody wants some pizza?" And they go, "Yeah, we'll have it later." And then I ate it. So I didn't leave it for anyone. What else is going on? Real quick, if you live in LA or you're in the LA area, just a heads up. First of all, tomorrow, big day. Tomorrow, big day in LA. Everything opens up. This is it. We're free. We're free. We're free. We can no masks. We can walk around, do whatever we want. It's a good day in LA. Also because things are opening up. Comedy clubs are opening up, and with that, I will be at the Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank this Saturday. You can come and see me. I'm at the Late Show, 10 o'clock. I'm going to do some promo for it tomorrow. It'll be up on my Facebook. You can check it out. But please come on out and watch me live. Tell jokes. Tell 10 minutes of yucks. I'll do all the new stuff that I did over the weekend. So come by and check that out. That'd be good. What else? I guess that's good. That's good. Here's the other thing. This is kind of cool. Next month, I've mentioned this once or twice. Next month, I'll be back in Chicago. I'll be playing Zanies in Chicago on Wells July. And you know the dates. I've mentioned them before. Let's double check to make sure they're correct. La, la, la. It's 2 weeks after the 4th of July is when I will be in the city. So let me make sure I get that 100% correct. Bam, bam, bam. July 15th through the 18th, I will be downtown at Zanies in Chicago. And then July 8th through the 10th, I will be in Rosemont at Zanies. And I will be there. You know this, my brother Mike will be there. But here's something cool that we just worked out today. July 7th is a Wednesday, and we will be doing Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy live on stage from Zanies and Rosemont on July 7th. That's pretty cool. Around the same time, 6 Pacific, 8 Central. I'll have a bunch of guests. What we'll do is we're going to stream a live comedy show from Zanies that night. So many of the comics that have been on the show before will be there. My brother Michael will be there for sure. This all just happened within the last hour or so, so I need to confirm who's going to be there, but it'll be a lot of the people that have been on the show up to this point. It'll be a lot of my friends that I haven't had an opportunity to have on the show yet. So they will all be on the show July 7th. That'll be from Rosemont. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm real excited to see me produce a show live on stage. Because if you think I make mistakes with no one around, wait till there's a room full of people depending on me to push buttons. Because I'm going to screw it up horribly. So I am very excited for that. So I'll get there early and set it up and get it ready to go. And then we're there for the whole week, man. From what I understand, we're almost sold out for the early show on Friday. We are selling quite a few tickets for the week because, again, it is my brother Mike and I. My brother Mike and I have not worked together in almost 20 years. So it's kind of cool that we'll be working together that week. So you guys know that. Come on out the week. We'll do the podcast live. Also, if you're going to be in town, I know a lot of you are coming in town to watch the shows. If you're going to be there, I will set you up with tickets for the podcast, the live taping of the podcast. Let me know. Patreon members. Patreon members. Not everybody. Let's not get crazy. But if you're a Patreon member, feel free to reach out to me, and you will absolutely get free tickets. I already told Shauna Johnston, I touched base with earlier. She bought tickets for her and her sisters, and they will be at the show that day as well. All right, let's go to the board, man. Guys, already we have a lot of viewers. This is really cool. Vince, I see. Yeah, you were right. Also, let me clarify. I posted the Uber thing yesterday when I flew in from Tulsa. The $140 fare from my house, or from the airport to my house, which is normally, $28. So, and it was $250, I think, for the Uber Black or whatever. But I didn't take the Uber, man. I took a cab, so let's not get crazy. I didn't pay that money. I was totally shocked and amazed. But that's an issue now, that the Ubers, you know what I mean? You can't find Uber drivers, so they're delayed with people. They don't have enough people. They don't have enough cars, so they're charging ridiculous rates for their trips. So, thanks for caring and reaching out. Everybody's here. Hello. Gar, good to see you, buddy. Robin Greenberg, you're here. Vince Mulligan, Lori Solanka, thank you guys. How are you? Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. Rachel, I'm glad to see you're here. The Keith Runnions are here. Robbie's here all the way from Chicago. Again, Robbie, soon, just a few weeks, you will see me live in Chicago. I'll be there. Me and my brother, I'm looking forward to seeing you live and in person. It'll be great. Ray Jean Warden is here. Thank you very much again for coming. We had a great time. We had a great dinner. We went out to dinner, got pizza before the show. It was really a lot of fun, man. It was a great night. And then we went out afterwards and saw my buddy Jesse Allen Horn, who I don't think I haven't had on the show yet because he works. Well, he's a traveling musician, man. He was playing the River Spirit Casino in Tulsa. So we went out and saw the late set of that. That was a lot of fun. And we hung out. Checked out that show. Vince Mulligan, yes, you're here. Everybody's here. Rachel's here, who I have 95 emails from this morning. Is it Rachel or Raquel? I don't know if I'm doing that correct, but I'm going to find out. But hi, Rachel. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in. You're so sweet. And Larry Warden is here. And Larry didn't realize he could charge me for the ride home. Smart move, Larry. Too late, man. Too late. You could have got a lot of money from me. I got news for you. All right. Can you buy tickets? Gar, you can buy tickets. Gar, call me about tickets. Send me a message. And I'll take care of you. Okay. All right, man. This is going to be... All right, now I got the echo. Here we go. Folks, this young lady, we go way back. We're friends. We've been really good friends for years. I think she's in the Chicago area now, I believe. Might be, should be. I can see her. You can't see her, but I can see her. But let's get her out here right now. Folks, this delay is going to make me crazy. Let's go give it up for my good friend. Here she is, the one and only. Folks, welcome Leslie Hunt. Here she is. Look, there's Leslie Hunt live in person. She's here.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I'm going to fix your...
Thanks for having me.
Oh, wait. Let me do this right. There we go. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Sit down.
Yeah. They clap. They clap for talented people. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here. This is last minute too. Yeah. I got the email from Rachel over the weekend. She's like, "Can you book Leslie?" And I go, "Yeah, Monday." She's like, "Yeah," and it worked. So we're all here.
It worked. Awesome. Here we are.
So where are you at in Chicago area?
So I am actually. 6 years ago, I moved an hour west of Chicago. I live in a suburb of
Which
Chicago.
one? Oh, you don't want to tell me? You don't want people to come by? Good call. Good call. You don't want people to show up.
I'm proud of my suburb. It's a very adorable river town called St. Charles, Illinois.
Oh. It's very familiar with St. Charles.
The pride of the fox.
Ah. Yes. There used to be a Zanny's there.
Yes. And I used to My first job was a professional theater actress when I was 10 years old at Pheasant Run, and
Oh,
we
right
used to
on.
like go to Zanies and like learn a lot of words we probably weren't supposed to know yet. It was pretty.
Yeah, that's what we do as comics. We
Yeah.
teach people words they're not supposed to know. That's
Well,
great. St.
anyway,
Charles is a
yeah,
great town,
anyway.
man. It's beautiful right there in the
It
river.
is. It is. I really like it. It's beautiful. My family's all around, so I get to see my extended family and my immediate family pretty often, which rocks. Otherwise, I'd still be in Chicago for sure.
Right.
Because I was there
Yeah.
for 14 years.
Well, you got kids, right?
Yeah, I have a 5-year-old and an 11-year-old.
Wow, you
And
got real
the schools
kids.
out here are really good.
They're phenomenal.
Like they just started. My 5-year-old just started being like reasonable. So I was just like, oh, like you're like reasonable now.
Wow.
Like if you're upset, it's like for a pretty like a reason that isn't just like wow, kids are crazy. So obviously I gaslight my kids a lot. But it's good.
That's smart. You got to do something. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. And I watched a couple episodes of yours. You have teenagers, right?
Yeah, my kids are grown up and having opinions and stuff. They have things to say.
That's cool.
It's cool
That
when
is
they get
riveting.
there because you have those conversations about real stuff in the world, and it's cool to watch them become little adults. You know what I mean? They get and even better when you're proud of the little adults they're becoming. They have a real good head on their shoulders and they're smart. I'm for it. They still live near you. When I got divorced, they lived in Bartlett for years.
Oh wow! No
Yeah.
way. That's a good town too.
Yeah, this is a couple also good schools.
Yep. It's riddled with good schools.
So you were obviously quarantined. Did you have the kids at home? Did they school from home?
I mean, so I've got a September birthday guy and an August birthday. So like my daughter is going into 6th grade and she just did all of 5th grade remote and it was wonderful. Like she was one of those lucky kids where like she was just like it worked out really well for her. She probably had her best year ever, like academically, because it was just
her.
the thing she doesn't like about school is the socializing, but she's so like self contained and like just took care of it herself. And I was like, so you're doing your homework? And her teachers are like, yeah, she's kicking ass. And I was like, oh, so I probably can't swear. Sorry.
Yeah,
about that.
you can.
Yeah,
we only have 19 viewers, so. But it depends. If you want people to go on YouTube and see you swear, then you can swear.
Yeah,
but
and
if
like
you
when
don't,
I'm talking about like my children, I should
Sure.
probably calm down. And then my son was a 3-year preschooler, so I didn't really send him to school the 3rd year. He just hung out with me.
that's cool. Well, you could have 5.
Yeah.
Wow, but you had to have. See, that's one thing I looked at during this quarantine and stuff. My kids are teenagers, but when they're little, man, that's a lot of attention. You know what I mean? For that, when you're quarantined, it was a handful for you, right?
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of. So my son's. So his favorite thing is coming into the room and being like, "Okay, Mom, my name is Lenny. When I come in, I want you to say, hey, Lenny, I love your hat. I haven't seen you in a while." And then I'll be like, "Okay, ready, go." And then I'm like, "Hi, Lenny." So it's just a lot of role playing, and he's like giving me lines and all this stuff. And so it is intense. It's just like, "Hey, I got to write this one email." He's like, "Yeah, but like, can I shoot you with machine guns while you're writing the email?" I'm like, "That's fine." So I'm just like, it's like, pew, 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 pew. And I'm just like, "Dear, to whom it may concern," like.
Ironically,
So
that's
it was
exactly
a lot.
what a machine gun sounds like. Pew, pew, pew,
Right,
pew.
pew,
Yeah,
pew, pew,
perfect.
pew, pew.
Yeah, I've seen
it
a
was
lot of
good
Tarantino
impression.
movies. I'm familiar.
Yeah, exactly. He knows what he's talking about.
Well, that's cool. Well, then it's got to be good. You're all opening up or close, right? There?
We are officially open this weekend.
Nice,
We
right on.
already had a completely open weekend. Yeah, so
Nice.
no masks for us. We gone done it.
That a girl. There you go. Now, are you... so what's going on music-wise? First, we're going to talk about the albums, but let me ask you this first. In the last year, have you done anything live at all recently, or what? How's that look?
Well, yeah, recently I'm doing a lot.
Good.
My main job, income-wise for music related is events. So we just started doing, like, I lead an 8-piece band and we do a lot of events. And then I also have original music as well, but I would say like my like full time, it's like I work for a great company called Arlen Music Productions, and we put on like 50 plus events a year, weddings, of course, also galas and stuff. So we've been doing a lot of events actually.
Wow.
But the thing that's kind of still the hard sell, I think, is like the most soul satisfying stuff, which is obviously the original music. It's hard to picture going into like a tiny club, you know, right now. But I know that it's going to start up and everyone's going to like, you know, break the seal somehow.
Well, the cool thing, especially in Chicago, it's I grew up there. So what's one city that really capitalizes on summer? So, you know, if there's going to be some outdoor events, you're going to get opportunities to play outside somewhere, like at festivals or anything like that?
I hope so. I still don't have it.
Okay.
I hope to do some release shows. My problem right now is trying to figure out a band, because all of the musicians that I normally work with are booked out so far in advance, and I didn't fully know what I was going to be able to do this summer, so I didn't put a whole lot of stuff on the books. And I know we're all desperate to make a living right now, but after a year of not really having any work. And so I can't necessarily like pay a bunch of people to play some release shows with me. It's just, I guess it's a matter of financing.
Yeah, and timing, because like you said, everybody's chasing money right now. You know what I mean? Right? If you're a live performer, you haven't done much this year, so you're doing whatever you can. You know, whatever opportunities start to come your way, you're like, I'm in, I'll do it, I'm good. And there's booking stuff. Right. So for you got to get guys before they get locked into other stuff.
Right. And now I'm sort of like, ooh, you know, maybe I'll get more stuff on the books for the fall, you know, when things calm down a little bit for us, like gigs wise.
Right.
Which is cool. I have another EP to promote, so maybe I'll just promote them both in the fall.
Yeah, you're doing, I got to ask, because they told me Ascend. They sent me that, and the first promo pack I got, they had mentioned Ascend, but then I didn't realize you also had Descend. That's a really good idea. So is it 2 EPs that you release at the same time?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not at the same time. They're going to be about three months apart or so, or maybe less actually.
Yeah, still,
September
it's amazing.
3rd. Thanks. It was sort of a accident that it happened that way, but I had already had Ascend more or less. You know, it was well on its way to being completed, and then COVID happened, and then I had to reimagine how I was going to finish it.
Right.
You know, so and then with the pandemic came these other 7 songs that I wasn't expecting to like write or then also release, but they didn't belong with the first EP. They belonged on their own because they had a very different stylistic feeling, and there's a lot of theme as far as just like it's all very quarantine themed. I also am talking about, you know, police reform and social justice stuff, and just the crazy calm that happened amidst the insane chaos, where all of a sudden we were like canceling everything we had planned for, you know, an entire year. And it's like, wow, I'm home every night. Like normally I'm in a very loud musical environment, and all of a sudden I've got all this music that's coming to me now with that silence, and it was just awesome. So
that's
2 EPs.
2 what?
Oh no, I just closed it all up with 2 EPs.
2 EPs. First of all, I love the fact that you follow a theme for each of the EPs. That's the way music used to be all the time. You know what I mean? Like when you release an album, it kind of had a feel. The whole thing had a feel. You know. So then. That's such a great way to put it, because then COVID happened. It was like a bomb went off, and so much shit happened in a year. Like, literally, it was like stay home, and then protest, and then there was trouble, and then there was so much, and then there was Trump, and then there was no Trump, and then, I mean, the election, and it was just a lesson. It was amazing. It was mind-blowing. So be able to create music during that time, how cool is that to be able to put some stuff together to follow that theme? Yeah,
I felt lucky that, you know, some of my friends were very inspired. Some of my friends were like, I need a break from music. Like, I don't even want to. Like, I had some friends who were just like, I didn't even touch my guitar for 6 months. Some people had bitterness towards the choice that they made to do music, because music is not pandemic proof. And I think we all, those of us that had professions that aren't resilient in the face of a virus that affects the entire globe, were like, wow, I got unlucky, you know, like, what a gamble I took to be an entertainer.
I know, but I do, part of it is like, I have lots of entertainers on the show, and we talk about that a lot, and I want a couple of comics and guys have mentioned this. I was almost disappointed in, this is going to sound weird, I was almost disappointed in society, because if there was ever a time where you needed music and comedy and art and creativity, there was a time when we were all locked in our homes and couldn't go anywhere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so it seemed like everybody kind of turned their head to that and went, they'll be fine, or we don't care, or whatever. And then an article in the New York Times where actor, entertainer, or the artists were listed as one of the top 3 jobs that you didn't really need. And I'm like, yes, it is, actually. It's so, and it seemed like it would have been a good time to capitalize on that, but they didn't. That's just my own opinion.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely, there was some people were kind of clapping back on the artists that were like, hey, I don't have a job right now. They were like, look into something else.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was that they read a whole campaign.
Looked into something else.
Yeah, there was a whole ad campaign that people had different jobs, and they were like, well, now's a good time to reinvent yourself, and what about go become an accountant? And you're watching that. You're like, maybe you're not made out to be an accountant. I mean, I'm all for surviving and do whatever you can to survive and doing the right thing.
You gotta hustle.
Yeah. But you can't just throw away your passion or what you're good at. And when things are fine, everybody loves the artist. They're all, oh, great, woohoo, party, this will be fun. But then when trouble hit and we weren't working, they were like, you'll get over it. I'm like, no, we won't, actually.
Yeah, just be frugal. Maybe sell a few guitars.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Just don't turn up the air so high.
Right. Turn up the air. Look, you don't need utilities. That's ridiculous. Think about it.
Just sleep with wet clothes.
Yeah. We used to hear, a bunch of my comic buddy of mine kept hearing, you had a good run. That was it. He looked at me and goes, you had a good run. Yeah. He's like, I've been doing stand-up for 37 years. That's a little more than just a good run. It's a whole career that's just not there. Yeah. But now, it's almost like I'm booking like crazy for the fall and stuff. It's like they just pick right back up, Well,
everybody's desperate for that, which is like the things that had to disappear, and now they're back. They're like, let's go to a show.
Yeah.
Let's sit in a theater and vaporize all over one another. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, a live show? What a great idea. Yeah, let's go.
I smell somebody's breath. This is great.
Is that sweat flying on me? Oh.
Somebody just sneezed. That's fine.
That's done. I got the vaccination. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Here, no, let me get that door for you. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, well,
I think about it.
I do. I got a couple of friends I was really disappointed the way. But then again, I look at the big picture, and it's a little deeper than I want to get, but I'm surprised at the lack of empathy. A lot of people, just this echo is killing me right now. I'm surprised at the lack of empathy. That's all right. The lack of empathy that a lot of people across the board had for other people in general over this last year. I tried to look at this year and how much crap a lot of people went through. And, I didn't work for a year, but other people were in a lot worse shape than I was over this last year, And not just COVID, all the other stuff we talked about, the protests and the Black Lives Matter and all this stuff that has happened. It's been a rough year.
Right. Yeah, it has. I do feel really lucky that I was able to stay in my house. Not a whole lot changed. My kids we all got real cagey and weird and more isolated than usual, but otherwise it could have been so much worse. What I did is I just started ramping up my teaching schedule. So I just taught 1 million Zoom lessons for kids.
Oh, really?
I taught just so many voice lessons and songwriting lessons and piano lessons and guitar lessons and ukulele lessons and all this fun stuff, and I got to I did all right.
That's clever.
So,
See, I know a lot of people that
yeah.
do that too. If you can market yourself to some sort of Zoom scenario and have an income coming from that, that's brilliant, man. Good for you. That's great.
Totally. Thank you.
And it
Thank you.
also-
I luckily thought of it right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for you. But then also kind of opens the door for the future. Because now, let's say you're doing shows, you're traveling, you can teach Zoom shows from, Nashville in a hotel
road.
at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? It gives you another
Yeah.
opportunity. And plus, as an artist, it's always valuable to have 1 or 2, 3 or 7 different sources of income. You know what I mean? Because you got
Yes.
so much crap going
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
You got to diversify.
That was one of the lyrics in one of the songs I wrote for Descend. It's called "Don't Make Me Come Back There," and I used this metaphor of my parents getting upset with us, being like, "Are we there yet?" And I was just so annoyed with everybody being like, "I'm sick of this,"
Right.
And I was just like, "Don't make me come back.
Oh, that's
we'll
great.
get there when we get there." You know what I mean, kind of thing. And one of the lines is like, "Keep your eggs in different baskets because you never know which one's falling on the floor."
Yeah, God, it's so huge.
You better diversify. And so there's, there's just a lot of, that's like my most, I guess, psychedelic of the batch, which is kind of interesting. It's like,
Oh, really? On Descend? All right.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
I've got videos here from you, but I have one in particular they sent me. And you want to set it up? Well, I got a couple of them, but here's the one I have. Well, I got an issue. I can play anything off your YouTube page, but I do have the one that they sent me, which is Wolf Cried Boy. And do you want to set that up, or is that good, or you want to show something else?
Is that like the file? Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
that'd be
She
fine.
said it's you on a couch, and you're doing acoustic.
I would rather you play the music video that I released on Friday.
There you are.
It's called There You Are.
There it is. I got it right here. Let's do it. You want to set it up?
All right. Sure. This is a song called There You Are. It's the second half of the phrase, wherever you go, there you are. It's a shout out. I wrote this before the pandemic, and it still applies, actually. The people that don't take a whole lot of accountability for the things that are going wrong in their life, and they are perpetually the victim. And this is a bit of a sassy number for the people that can't stop complaining.
Nice. All right. Let's get sassy. Here we go. There You Are by Leslie Hunt right here.
What you gonna do about it? You can't stand it 'cause you gave up control of it. Every time you talk about it, it's so clear what you could do to improve it. Instead you choose to complain, and that's where it starts and where it stays. It's the same thing day after day, just presented in a different way.
All right, there you are. Nice. Everybody, clap. That's good. Yeah. Everybody crowd again. They're so happy. I gotta work on that.
I love applause.
Oh yeah, I do it too. Sometimes I play. That's my white noise when I go to sleep at night.
Nice.
All right,
That's
let's
like
go. I saw you're on
dark
the YouTube board, so let's get on here.
Yeah,
I have
I
followers
just
that are
finally
great.
realized.
And they have questions.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw some at you. And you were nice. You already answered. You're already on the board. Look at you. You're multitasking
I just
yourself.
realized, and I logged into my an old phone my kids use for the internet, and I was like, I'll log in here and start talking to people.
Look at you, smart. Yeah, you're better than me.
I'm smart.
I like it. Look at him, smart. All right, well, I saw Brenda ask a couple. Oh, well, let's start with this one. This is Tammy Mulligan, who's a Patreon member, lives up in wine country. I don't want to say where because I got the city wrong last time. She yelled at me. When you did American Idol, was Ryan Seacrest as nice as he appears?
He was so nice. Yeah, he was my first big hug right when I was eliminated. So I was like kind of like crying, and he was just like, he was really, really nice, you know.
Oh, right.
I think he felt for us. He was just like, you guys are like in an emotional meat grinder, you poor things. Like, this is intense, you know. So he just gave us a lot of support.
How now when you did it as solo artist, correct? Because that's what you do. You can't really do a band on, but because you don't have a band, it's just you.
Well, I do. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I have a.
Right.
I don't really have a solid band at the moment for my solo stuff, which needs to be fixed. I'm realizing I have a band called District 97.
Yeah, I saw that.
We do prog metal, and then
prog metal.
No,
is that progressive metal?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Wow. All right. I'm so on hit.
Yeah.
I had no idea what that phrase even was. Prog metal.
Yeah, it's progressive rock, but like we're a bit hard. Like we've got a metal feeling to our stuff
metal.
sometimes.
Okay.
I do too. So the year after I was on, they let contestants play instruments. Not my year though, and I had never just sat and like with a microphone in my hand and been like, yeah, like I'd only kind of sang and played piano at the same time. So with my body, I just felt like, whoa, this is super weird. Do you remember when women would just wear like very pointy shoes?
Yes.
Well, that was that year. And so they were like, walk down these stairs in front of 36 million viewers and then walk onto this stage with like these judges that you haven't seen until this moment. The judges are not part of rehearsals.
Right.
They're not part of anything. You literally see them on live television. So I was like, oh my God, Paula Abdul, oh my God. You know, so.
It's like throwing you into the fire.
Yeah,
right.
it felt like they were trying to, you know, like they wanted us to be like slightly wigging, I think. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
It was awkward.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't walk on those heels in front of one viewer, let alone 6 million viewers or 60 million or whatever. That's insane.
Yeah, at my time it was 36 million. Like when I was on in 2007. I don't know if it's more or less, and I don't care.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's good enough. That's good enough for me. 36 million. Well, you probably got a lot of followers from that, right? Don't you get a lot of followers?
I sang twice for votes, and I did make some lifetime fans that I still am in touch with that I appreciate so much. Just not a ton, but they're amazing. And, I don't know. I think that it was just a great experience for me, but I wouldn't say that it the experience itself wasn't a huge catapult, but just like what I did after that really was. Like the fact that I can just say Leslie Hunt from American Idol, just the fact that like that can be in there anywhere, everybody's like, oh, it's like a little, oh, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's just a nice little.
That's a pretty good thing, though. It's a good, it's a good intro. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Plus, also, they don't just give that away. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like
you gotta earn it.
Yeah, it's like when you do it, you're like, it's American Idol, whatever. It's a credit, and you're like, yeah, but it's not like they don't just hand it out of the door going, anybody else want to get in American Idol? I mean, you got to get accepted. You got to audition. How was when you auditioned in the beginning? What did you do? Did you send them a video?
No, it was a cattle call. It was like
Wow.
a 10, yeah, it was 10,000 people in a football stadium. And I stupidly went to LA for my audition because I was like, let's make a trip out of it. And then if I don't make it, we'll just like hang out in LA. It'll be fun. And then they were like, hey, by the way, if you make it to the next round, you got to keep going back to that city a couple more times out of your own pocket. I was like, oh. So it looks like I'm going to be flying myself to California a few more times.
To and from.
And fro.
Plus, there's more people in LA. Yeah. Like, we had that thing when we were comics for Last Comic Standing. If you wanted an audition, you didn't really want to audition in LA. You'd rather do it like in Flagstaff. You know what I mean? Or a small town somewhere.
Just somewhere where you kind of stand out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that whole big fish, little pond thing, sort of.
Yeah, I apparently had never heard of that phrase. Sorry, my dog. Okay. My dog thinks this is a great time to get on YouTube.
Dog wants some, yeah. There's yet another dog we have. There we go. Little dog on the show. Right on. What's your dog's name?
This is Linus, and then I've got another one named Sparky that looks just like him.
Oh, really? Like twins? Right on.
Like, yeah, that's so funny. Everybody asks if they're twins, and I should just start saying yes, but I start going into a very long story that they really wish I wouldn't go into.
They would?
Like, they're not
really?
twins.
Are they
They're
sitting
actually, like,
around?
4
Do they
years
look at you
apart, and then they're
judgmental-wise when you start the story? Like, don't do that story,
just like,
Leslie.
Geez, Mom, Jay. Yeah. They're like, don't. Yeah. I mean, but if you think about it, like, aren't all dogs, when they're born in a litter, like, they're all twins, right?
Yeah, right? Because they're, what,
Right.
8 or 9? How many are you born in a litter? Like 40? What do you have,
Depends
40
on the
puppies?
breed. Depends on the breed.
Okay.
French bulldogs have one at a time.
Really?
Because their heads are so big. Yeah, their heads are so big, it'll kill the mom. So they just have to have one at a time.
That's very
And then
courteous
I think,
of God.
Isn't it?
To the
I know.
dog,
Besides the fact that they can never breathe or, anything like that. But they can have a reasonable birthing experience.
A reasonable birthing. See, I can joke about birthing because I don't give birth to nothing. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm sure it's rough. I hear it's a hard time.
For y'all.
That's too bad. I'll be in
it's
the
a
waiting
rough
room. Let me know what happens.
It's a gruesome scene. It certainly can be.
Oh, I don't know if it was a gruesome season when I was there. I was in the delivery room for the oldest, and it was a C-section,
nice.
and I saw everything. Yeah, it was not pleasant. It was a bad move by me. It was
I told
a girl.
my son that he was kind of pulled through the window.
Through the window?
Yeah, I was like, they kind of cut you out and they pulled you through a little window. They made a little window and they pulled you out. They didn't pull you out the front door.
Oh, right on. Oh, I see. You're going to explain that
he likes to tell people that, and they're like,
They-
what is he talking about? I'm like, let's not.
You'll explain that to him in detail later so he understands exactly what you're talking about?
Hopefully, I won't be the one explaining it to him.
No, he'll read it in a book at school and he'll go, oh my God. Oh, I know what Mom was talking about. Yeah. He'll make that look.
Yeah.
He'll make the same look your dogs look when you tell the story.
Yeah, they cringe. They're like, cringe, bruh. That's what my daughter says to me. She's like, bruh, cringe. I'm like, I'm not your bruh.
She's the oldest, right? Would you say she's 11?
Yeah.
Is that right?
She's 11. Yeah, she'll be 12 in August, so I guess she's closer to 12.
It's coming up on that. Man, it's like, now it gets, they're great, but it just gets, now it's so funny because it's that age where, you were talking about how your daughter did really good in school. Yeah, my youngest, not so much. I just got report cards this morning, and it's been a rough day. But
I'm sorry,
that's all right. But they get to the age as teenagers where they start to bullshit you or whatever, and I look at them, and every single time I think to myself, I can't believe I was this stupid when I was a teenager. And I have the same look my mom had when she was looking at me like, you're not fooling me in any way. You know, remember when you're a teenager you thought you were fooling your parents? You just remember a moment like, she'll never know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
I'm a horrible liar. I never get away with any of that in my life. Never have. My daughter is on the spectrum, and I don't think she fully knows what lying is, which is like great.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
She's so honest. She's just like, like so honest, where she's just like, no offense, but that's a really ugly color on you. I'm just like, you're so honest, but like, you know, that's all right, I guess.
No, that's actually valuable. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
want her to be honest with you because, like, you know what I mean? If you're leaving, my daughters are honest with me. They tell me all the time, well, I don't know how to dress, so that's probably it. There's 90% of the time, I'm like, let's go. And they're like, whoa, that, no.
You're going to wear that?
Yeah,
That's what you're planning on wearing, Dad?
I go, doesn't it match? No, it doesn't even come close. I'm like, all right. I'm colorblind. That's
Good.
my
It takes a village. It really does.
Well, thank God they're here. Otherwise, I would just look like an idiot 90% of the time. So now, Ascend, June 25th. Is that the release? That's the release. Is it the official release?
That's the official release date. It'll be on all the places, and
all the platforms.
Hopefully, I'll get all the platforms.
Oh,
yes.
Is that it? Okay.
No, I don't know. I just say what I hear.
That's what I did. That's one word I know is platform. So I'm like, it's on all the platforms.
All the platforms.
I'm reading the email from the people that are smarter than we are. So that's what I got. So June 25th, and that'll be that's Ascend, which is 7 tracks, right? How many tracks are on Descend?
7. I love that number.
That's so cool. I guess so. All right on.
It's my favorite number. It's my lucky number.
Right
7.
on. So, go ahead.
Yeah. So Ascend was written in a pretty short span of time, and I went into the studio with the drummer and the bassist and the guitarist and the keyboardist all at once in this amazing home studio in Chicago. And we just like spent a couple days and just laid them all down. And so that's got a very like earthy, potentially happening. We didn't do a ton of overdubs. Like we basically just did like the best take, you know,
like a live recording type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it feels that way, but it still feels very, very tight. And, you know, and then my producer, Christian Cullen, took over and kind of, you know, I told him to kind of help me finish it once COVID hit, and I was like, what are we going to do? So we turned my closet into like a vocal recording studio, and we remotely finished it. We did all the vocals in my closet. There was this great thing where we could FaceTime, and then he could be plugged into the interface, and then he could hear my, you know, studio mic in FaceTime with me in real time and help kind of coach the sessions and like record it. Like he would take over the laptop and like record, you know, everything.
Like remotely he could do that?
Yeah. So he would link in, and then like you'd see his mouse like sliding all over like the laptop in the room with me.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
It's haunted. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was so cool. So we were able to keep up the progress, and then during the time, you know, obviously, I came up with these other songs, and then we did drums and bass together. But then everything else has been remote. So it's been a different approach, but it's a more soulful record overall. This Ascend has got more of a Nashville Americana, almost Southern rock. There's it's interesting. I didn't really expect that out of myself, but I just followed the songs and like what they were how they were wanting to be treated, you know?
Yeah. I love that, though.
Cool.
That's very cool. It's a similar approach. Like I always talk about a live comedy show is its own living, breathing thing. And kind of like a song is the same way. So when you let the song kind of take over and you go where it works or where it feels.
Right. Exactly. And it's cool because it's a very egoless process. So, you know, you try a lot of stuff, and then my producer and I listened to it, and we were just like, the song doesn't benefit from this, you know, like, and then we have to just be okay with like a lot of our ideas just like being in a graveyard, like not using that, you know, like we've scratched like entire bridges because we're just like, no, the song doesn't need this bridge. Like it just needs to, you know, it just vibes better this way. So it's cool once you take yourself out of it and you just like let it develop on its own organically.
Yeah, you feel it, and that way you're not forcing stuff. Too many times you force an idea. You're like, no, I'm using a xylophone here. I don't care. Like, no, it doesn't belong.
This is my xylophone song.
Yeah,
right.
Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'm not feeling it. Yeah. You let it. You let it go push you where you're supposed to go.
Yep.
That's
exactly.
fantastic.
and I really like it. And then and then the next one's just more soulful, and there's a funk tune on there, and there's like a couple songs that are gonna be really fun to dance to. I saw people kind of like "There You Are" because it's kind of dancey.
Yeah,
it's probably the most upbeat song on Ascend, but the next one's got a bunch.
Okay,
so,
nice,
very cool.
Very cool. So, and Descent probably won't be out. You're thinking maybe around September, maybe earlier.
It's September 3rd is the official date.
Okay, that's great. Would you do you have anything live booked in the area coming up that you know of? Well, of course you would know.
I'm gonna do.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I do know that I'm doing a release show out in Elburn, Illinois, which is kind of far away. But there's a very cool. My dogs are trying to kill each other. This is horrible.
Is that the twins? Tell the twins to come.
Yeah,
down.
the twins.
The
Gosh,
twins.
boys. Gosh, you guys are womb mates. Stop.
Yeah, get along.
So Elburn, at this place called Obscurity. It's this great brewing company and barbecue place. They have this awesome outside area that's brand new. It's like a beer garden vibe.
Nice.
And it's so cool because so I'm going to do a release show there on the 25th. And I'm also trying to put together Tom Lounges in Chicago has like a record store. Actually, no, it's in Michigan City. So I'm going to probably try to do something in July down there. And then District 97 is playing at Reggie's Rock Club on August 13th.
Nice. So,
that's it. Otherwise, it's just a lot of events.
That's all right. Well, but you got some gigs on the calendar. That's good. You know what I mean? A little bit at a time. Plus, we're kind of inching our way back to live shows and stuff. And once I did watch on the YouTube, you did the 5 things you wanted to know before you're a musician. I'm really the 5 things you wanted to know before you're a musician.
That must be really hard.
Yeah, the touring thing was a great point. You got to get out in front of people, and they got to see you. Right. You know what I mean? You can't just put out an album and go, "Oh, it'll get big," you know.
I know. So, the touring part, like, that's such a daunting thing to start putting together. District 97 does a lot because this guy Jonathan Shang runs the band, and he is tenacious. And he's been doing it since 2008. And he just books so many tours and gets so many things going. And so I'm just like, sure. And then I just go, And then now I'm kind of resurrecting this solo project. And it's all on me to do that stuff. And I'm like, oh, damn, that requires a lot of work. And I don't know if I have much time right now.
Yeah.
So I got to put it together.
All right, well, well, now things are opening up. This is perfect timing for you. Also, you really capitalized the quarantine time and were able to be creative and put out not 1 but 2 albums. That's awesome. We're gonna look back on this time, I'm convinced, and there's a lot of artists that you did, and they said, well, like you. I mean, you came up with a whole new EP out of this. You know what I mean? The second one, Descent, it just kind of came to you while you were in quarantine, and then it developed itself. That's great. So you look back on this, 10 years from now. That's really great. That's a huge accomplishment. And for an artist, it's the obvious way to go, during a quarantine. What are you going to do? You got to be creative.
Right.
That's
awesome. You got to
be
creative. And it's like, I knew there wasn't going to be another pause like that again. And sure enough, the muse is there. It's just, if you're too busy to sit down with it, it will never visit you.
Yeah,
so
right.
Like,
no, that's
you're
brilliant.
You're just like busy. You're just like, you slow down. You're like, where are you at? Where are you at? Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Right. No, that's brilliant because you can always find other shit to do. You know what I mean? But you got to let your heart and your passion take you where you want to go. And you were able to create a whole album out of that. That's really impressive. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear Descent. I can't wait to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Because that stuff, it's all creative, like you said, the turmoil we went through and the changes. I mean, that's statement music.
It's going to be very relatable.
Cool.
Like a lot of it. Yeah. Like, because I was like, well, what else have we all been kind of going into? One of the things I say in there is like, and everyone's in the same storm. We're all just like, but like obviously in different boats. But like, it was just, we had so much in common. Even though aspects of our country specifically felt very polarized, we had that in common still, and it was very inspiring because I was like, I bet I could relate to a lot of people with some of these thoughts I'm having.
Yeah, and not just like something I never even thought about till you brought that up. The whole world is going to relate. The whole world is going to relate to that time. You know what I mean? That music was created during a time that said what you want about the politics and what was going on in this country, this was a worldwide issue, you know?
Right.
That's still going on now. I mean, look at India in some places, you know, there's, so it's a time that everybody's going to be able to associate with those feelings and what was going on.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Hopefully when they listen to it, it won't be like, too soon.
I know.
Well, like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like, don't remind me of the toilet paper problem.
Well, I've been walking. Yeah, I'm doing. I still got 900 rolls of toilet paper. Damn it! I didn't need that much. Well, I go through that debate now with the stuff I'm writing and creating, stand-up wise, because I'm like, I mean, I like to associate with everyone. But there's also a degree of stand-up for me that I think people want to escape. People want to laugh. People want to enjoy themselves. People want to have a good time. Right. Maybe they don't want to be reminded constantly what's going on. So I'm walking this tightrope of what jokes to write and how much to do. You know, I don't want to do 25 minutes of stuff about COVID. I don't think anybody wants to see 25 minutes about COVID. You know? Right.
Yeah.
And so, but...
well, I think then, like, the key... Because I was just thinking, like, you know, the messages gleaned are timeless, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if you're just not too specific,
right,
you can create a timeless sentiment that everybody can recall feeling, and then hopefully always staying grateful for the livelihood when it returns. Don't get bitter and jaded because at once upon a time you did not have this job, you know? Right. And just like just some of those sentiments can keep it timeless, but I don't know. Hopefully, so I got to tell you, like, comedy is a craft and a skill that I value it. I swear I value it. I value making people laugh, like, more than I value entertaining them with music.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know why. It's just like the laughter is so, like, it's like it charges my battery so, like, I don't know. I feel like that's an awesome skill, and I wish that sometimes I would have gone into comedy or done something with it, because it just seems like so much fun.
But that's a common theme. Every comedian wants to be a musician. Every musician wants to be a comedian. Every time I talk to everyone on either angle or either side. So, right. But I think both art forms draw out a pure reaction. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody laughs, people fake a laugh, but if you make someone really laugh hard, that's a pretty good feeling, you know? And if you make if you move someone strongly with your music, that's got to be an amazing feeling. You know what I mean? That's got to be it's
a really amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's got to be powerful.
It's like right. Yeah, I think together it's such a great, like, you know, I do love, like, music that makes you laugh too. Like, lighthearted music is really funny. Like, I was a huge They Might Be Giants fan growing up, and like, just, you know, just ridiculousness just put in music. My daughter is really into these bands right now that she finds on YouTube that are just like do 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 do, and just really weird sounds. You're like, yes, this is so weird, and I love it.
That's cool.
But comedy kind of is a companion for the, like, embracing the ridiculousness of being a human being in life, and then music is like a companion for, like, some of, like, the really kind of hard to process, hard to swallow, painful, but also, like, unspeakably joyful, you know. So, like, they're both companions and very necessary, but then one is, like, maybe just a little more, like, serious.
You're very clever. You're very intuitive. I mean? Look at you.
Oh, well, these are all my thoughts, so thanks for listening.
It's about time I said one of the show that knew what they were talking about. Thank you very much.
And you know what else?
No, I'm just kidding. Then it gets worse. Here's another thing. You're like, jelly is stupid. Like, what? Wait a minute. Did you take it too far?
Come on. I take it too far. I know they're just like, oh, we don't actually care about your opinions anymore.
Really? All right, we get it. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. First of all, I apologize. I've been, like, yelling at you because of the sound issue I have on my end.
It's okay.
I screwed up. No, I left half my equipment in Tulsa, and it's making me crazy right now. So I'm using
sorry.
a different microphone.
Well, I still had a blast, and I don't feel very yelled at. So
okay, good. No, you were great. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Is there? We're gonna get out of here. Is there? First of all, let's push the dates again. Anything else you want to push? We got June 25th. Go ahead. Let me know whatever you want to throw out there. Go.
Yeah, Ascend comes out June 25th. You can find it on my website or all the places. My website is lesliehuntmusic.com. And I'm on all the social media platforms, and then Descend comes in for a landing September 3rd.
Look at you. You don't even need me here. You're good at this. That's incredible. All right. Folks, that's Leslie Hunt. Give her a nice big round of applause. Where's my crowd intro? What happened to my crowd music? Oh, crowd music. There we go. There it is. Leslie Hunt, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here so much.
Thanks for having me. I had so much fun.
Absolutely. We'll have all the info for the album, the release party, and everything in the bio of this video on YouTube forever. So there you go. Cool? Forever. So good luck with the release. Good luck with the kids. Good luck with the twin dogs.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck coming to Zanies. Maybe
Thank you.
Check it out.
Yeah, come out. Let me know. You send me a message. I'll get you in. I'll set you up with tickets. Rosemont is kind of close. That's not far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on out. All right, guys. Let's Leslie Hunt. Where are we doing? Boom. There we go. We say goodbye the right way. Say goodbye the right way. I'm sorry. We're going to say goodbye again to Leslie Hunt.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. What? There we go. Oh, all right. You guys were great. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, being here, staying here. I don't know. I think this sounded okay because I ran a test earlier today, listened to the recording, and I think it sounded fine. But this delay is making me crazy because I'm on about a half-second delay in my head, and just for me, not for her, for me, and then so it's all confusing. Also, this week the schedule got completely changed and flipped, and it's a long drawn-out story. But while we're talking about it, boom, subscribe to the channel. You can click on my face right there. You can be in touch with the video. I'm taking these headphones off right now. You can subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with what's going on with the show. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll be back in. Oh, look, she's typing in again. She's better. She's typing away. She's got stuff going on. Oh, look, she just released another album. That's the third album. She's insane. She's so talented. She's way ahead of me. Guys, thank you. I'll be back Wednesday in a couple of days. You guys are very cool. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourselves. Have a good couple of days. I'll mention again this weekend, Flappers, Burbank, Saturday night. If you're in LA, come on out, 10 o'clock show. I will be there. Lisa Alvarado and Don Friesen are on that show, two friends of mine. I know for sure. Once I get more information, I'll get it out there. As far as everything else goes, thank you guys very much. You're the best. As always, dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.